to this week's episode of Anime Club. I'm a perfectly hearty and hale Phoebe, and my co-host over here is a germ bag and birthday boy to be tomorrow.
It will be, yeah.
Christopher.
All right, and we actually have a new character in today's anime club in the form of Phoebs' glasses.
I'm having a rough day.
Imagine wearing glasses. Nerd.
They do match my nails though, which I think was completely unintentional because I wasn't planning on wearing them, but I was complaining about how I was having a bad eye day to Chris. And then he was like, "Don't you have glasses or something?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I suppose I could wear them." And then as soon as I put them on, I was like, "Oh yeah, these are actually really helpful for the eye strain and the headache."
Yep, that's what they're for. Always wear your glasses. Nobody cares what
Not
you look
always.
like.
Not always. Some people care, I care.
I know, but you'd be walking into walls, like putting things in your mouth
Don't-
and spilling all over you and that.
Don't, because this is another point of contention with me and my loved ones, is how clumsy I am.
I would be clumsy too if I couldn't see. Yeah.
All of these problems very easily managed. Just wearing my glasses more. Okay.
It's that Flanders meme where it's like, I've tried nothing and I'm all out of ideas.
Yeah. Look, The Simpsons is so relatable to my life. But also the other thing I was saying, that I'm highly self-conscious of the fact that I'm like tall, awkward, chubby, buck-toothed, and like I want to add glasses into that mix. That's wild.
Nobody cares. You're amazing, Phoebe.
Ew. Chris, I'm spoken for.
Sorry, I had to have a drink to wash my mouth out there.
Yeah. Yeah, you accidentally gave me a compliment.
Tastes like, I don't know, Grem.
What's Grem?
You know what Grem is? Do you know when you got a runny nose and you like breathe in, you go like liquidy snot.
Yeah, I hate that feeling. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
I hate the and it's like, if I'm not saying that I know this by experience, but what I've heard of as like a post-cocaine nasal drip of like all the snot just pouring into your throat. Horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like germ-induced, which I am familiar with, just to be clear. The other one I've just heard about through Hollywood.
It's like them. You ever seen them weird squeezy things you can put up your nose to give you, and then water goes up one and comes out the other one. They feel wrong to me. That
the nasal irrigation, where they just where they just shove loads of water up there.
Yeah, no. I've seen someone do it right with a balloon, where they're like, "Oh yeah, expand your sinuses or something." So they'll stick a balloon in, pump it up, and it'll come out the mouth. And I'm like, that can't be good.
No, it can't be good for you. I just don't see how that could be good for you.
No.
I have once when I was a kid, I was eating spaghetti and I sneezed. And the spaghetti kind of went like up the back of my throat. Just a single solitary piece of spaghetti went up the back of my throat and then down out through my nose.
Did you floss it?
Then I have the awkward thing of like, do I pull it down, back down, or do I go pull it out of the nose?
I would say out of the nose feels weird, but you'll not get a mouthful of snot.
I also was worried that if I tried to pull it back, that it would snap and then I'd just have spaghetti stuck like inside of my nostrils. Do you know what I mean? So I did go out the nose.
Then you get the nickname, I don't know, Phoebe Spaghetti Beak or something.
Yeah, but imagine it's like you end up in hospital with like blood poisoning from an infection, and they're like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "I got spaghetti in my nose."
See, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have told the soul. But you know when you're like, do you ever see them minging people that growing that spit through the nose?
Oh, so and they do that.
And the
Can I just
like, oh.
Can I just say my least favorite character trait of like some people is when they spit in the street. I'm just like unnecessary. Why are you doing
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
It's so
yeah.
gross.
I mean, the only time I've done it is if I've accidentally tasted something minging and you'll spit it out. But
That's
normally
different.
it's kind of like a not a like a
Yeah, it's like when people do it and or like and I've seen some people do it to like almost like to make a point. Like they're like, and you're like, oh, for God's sake, like
sorry.
you don't look
Were you
tougher.
were you talking to the bad guy from Popeye? Why are you a hawk too?
So for a minute in my head, instead of the bad guy from Popeye, I was thinking of Mr. Wimpy. I will gladly pay you tomorrow for a hamburger today.
You're constantly known for spitting.
Spitting and being aggy.
Oh,
But those aren't the cartoons that we're talking about this week, Chris. Stop distracting us. Just because it's your birthday
sorry.
tomorrow. Uh,
Yeah,
this week we watched Space Dandy, part 2 of our Pompadour extravaganza.
yeah, yep. It is.
It is. What did you think? What were your first impressions?
Right. So going into it, I
Yeah,
didn't know much about it besides that it's connected to the Cowboy Bebop universe. That's
loosely, but yes.
all I knew about. Like, there's a connection there, and I was like, all right, so I'm expecting space stuff, and I went in, and I'm like, this is a very, it's very entertaining, and it's got a very loose storyline though, doesn't it? Like, they die quite a
100%.
few times, and then the next episode is just like nothing happened, and I'm okay with it. But it's brilliant. It's
Yeah,
like it's so like unique. Like every couple of episodes seems like a completely different art style as well. All the
yeah,
aliens are different. It's like a breath of fresh air kind of thing because
yeah,
we've talked. I think it was last episode or the episode before where I thought that a lot of anime was kind of getting samey with the long titles and the style. Um, and this is kind of like out there. It's totally different, and I love it.
I am so glad that you enjoyed it because this is one of
Mm.
those. This for me is like one of those anime that I went into being like, oh, that looks weird. Um, and I didn't even know the first time I watched it, I didn't even know the Cowboy Bebop connection, but that would have made me like watch it in a heartbeat. Um, just to like briefly describe the premise. So it's by the same guy, like Watanabe, who made Cowboy Bebop, also made this. But if you were
Animatrix as well.
expecting, like, I would say that Cowboy Bebop doesn't have like a long, continuous plot in it. It is very episodic, but this
Mm.
like pushes that concept even further. And the it's basically just 2 series. It's also Shingo Natsumi who also helped direct the series as well. Who it's like um kind of known for high quality animation, I would say. Um, and it's like a very simple. You've got a dandy, space dandy, with the pompadour. He's
Yeah.
an alien hunter slash bounty hunter
In
who's traveling the
space.
galaxy in space, looking for like undiscovered species and registering them in order to earn money. And he basically there's like a very small crew aboard his ship. You've got Dandy, you've got a robot buddy, and we all know I love a robot buddy called QT. He's like the most competent member of the crew.
And also an outdated robot as well.
He's an outdated robot, and that's a thing that keeps coming up as well.
Yeah.
And then you also have Meow, um,
Oh. I
who
just watched
is
his episode, by the way, and his full name is
ah
Meow Meow.
Meow Meow. You have Meow Meow, who is a Beetlejuicean alien who looks like a cat, and but is like also weirdly powerful and like greatly feared in some parts of the galaxy, which I thought is
Hmm.
hilarious. And they run around on their spaceship, the Aloha Oi.
Right?
Um, and it's kind of very retro, very ridiculous. They have like they also play around with like you have a lot of very silly comedy parody episodes that and they take the piss out of anime in general, but lots of other like sci-fi genres and tropes. Um like like there's like a femme fatale alien at one point and like it's all very kind of 1960s 1970s pop sci-fi, but then
Yeah.
you also have sleeper episodes and you messaged me after having watched one of them, which is I think it's episode 6 or 7, uh where it's oh, what is it?
With
It's
the dog?
I wrote it down with the dog, which
Oh, yeah.
is
It's
the
episode 8.
episode 8. That's it. The Lonely Pooch Planet, baby. All of the
Yeah.
episodes end in baby.
Yeah. Yeah, they do, baby.
They do, baby. Um, and I can remember the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, maybe this anime isn't for me because very early on they start making like boob sex jokes, but then you realize it's very knowing and it's not done in a way that's like it's not fan service, it's parody. And they have
Yeah.
like a restaurant which is based on Hooters, which is just called Boobies,
It's
which is
I
Dandy's like happy place.
I like it how like every so often he describes it to like an alien species and he's like, we can go to boobies. Everything's said in the name. If you like boobies, you
Yeah,
come to
yeah.
boobies.
If you need me to say more, you're probably not ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also love like one of the other things that you message because we always do the pre-chat. One of the other things was I think this place is my boobies of like and how boobies has now become synonymous with it, like this is my happy place. Like for me, it's the beach. Because lately it's been crazy hot. We've got a forest fire in the south. That's a thing. Um,
It had an
and it's
eclipse
like
and a meteor shower.
we've had an eclipse, a meteor shower. There's fire and fire in the New Forest. It is the end of days, and because of that, I've been spending a lot of time at the beach, which I've been loving.
Yeah, no
And I
fire at
think
the
the beach
beach.
is my boobies. Where would you say your boobies is?
Um,
Where's your
Honestly,
home away from home?
I would probably say either here, fixing lighters and stuff, or in the forest.
Yeah, because you are famously a mischievous pixie of a man.
I don't know. It's kind of like, do you know when people assemble Lego and stuff, and it's just like, oh, put my head down, and 3 hours later, I looked up and it was like
Yeah,
bedtime or whatever, and I've just been like relaxed and chilled. It's like that.
yeah. That's how I feel about being at the beach on like a sunny day where you're like, ah, just listening to the waves on the pebbles.
I
So
did
good.
go to the beach with Lee the other day. We caught
Oh
crabs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not the first time you've caught crabs with Lee.
No, we're dab handed it. Luckily, we've got cream now, so
Yeah. Also, it is, I would say, the first time that you've caught crabs and your other half has been present.
yeah, yeah. Normally, she wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I think it's like Space Dandy, it's really weird. The premise like is so simple and they do deliberately play around with the different animation styles, the different like every episode you're going to get a very different feeling episode, which I think is very similar to Cowboy Bebop. You also have some like overlapping Cowboy Bebop bits and references.
Yeah.
So
I,
I think this is a really good, like maybe one of the most well executed, proper, true brain break animes. You absolutely don't need to see every episode. You could dive in midway through the series and you will have about as much idea what's going on as if you started from episode 1.
yeah. I mean, even I was just thinking, the crewmate, Meow Meow. From where I've seen it before and after he joins the crew, and it's just like, oh, how did he join the crew? They thought he was a rare alien because he was a Beetlejuicean, with a sticker on his face, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I've never seen one with those markings before. We'll try and catch them." So he tries to catch him, realizes it's a sticker, and then in the next episode, he's just a part of the crew,
Yeah.
and that was it, kind of thing. And he's just like, he
Yeah.
just hangs about now. He's there,
Yeah.
so there's
And
not
like you
much
say,
like,
I think
uh,
in like they have like I think it's like 20 or 36 episodes across both series. They die about 6 or 7 times.
yeah.
And there's no explanation as to how they're the next episode. They're just fine.
It doesn't even matter. There's one episode where they get it's that episode where there's the lobster from the fridge from Cowboy Bebop infects
Yeah.
them with like a zombie plague, or is that, it might be a different
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
But anyway, towards the end, all of the crew turn into zombies, but this is kind of like a, this is how the deal with living as a zombie for the next couple of months. And it's just like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yes,
And
they wean themselves off meat, and then they start thinking, then the whole world and galaxy turns into zombies, and then there's peace across the universe, and then
yeah.
it just keeps going and going and going. It's like, what's happening? Where normal in a traditional storytelling, that would be the end, or they would
Yeah.
cure the zombie, or nope, just keeps going and
Nope.
going.
Just keeps going. It's and I think it's got a kind of beautiful it's got a beautiful approach to like the meta narrative because they also have a narrator in it,
Yeah.
which I kind of love and is again like another like kind of jokey but also very surreal. Like it feels a bit like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but but like if Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was like narrating Family Guy.
Hmm.
Where the joke
Hmm.
just keeps going and going and going until you're like, "Is this funny or are they making like a serious point here?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you
I,
realize, no, it's still a joke. They're going to keep going until it's funny again.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've got a question for you about it though, and I don't know if you
Yeah.
know this. Um, each episode or each week, as I see it in my head, do they have guest writers and guest animators? Because
So
it kind of feels like you get a different person each week, where it's just like oh, this is their style, so we'll switch to that, or they've got a story in mind that's very contained into one episode. We'll run that with this animation.
yeah. So it's I think they do have in the same way lots of anime do, they have like multiple like directors, multiple writers.
Hmm.
But I think also Watanabe, um, your man who created it, very deliberately went in and wanted to have like almost like an animation playground,
Hmm.
where he was given like with Cowboy Bebop, you know, that's much earlier in his career. He's got a lot of restrictions and he's kind of got like a point to prove almost in terms of this isn't what he said, this is like how I view it.
Right.
Um, and I think like so in Cowboy Bebop, you see a bit more traditional. Here's the story. Here's the through line.
Hmm.
Um, and also he created the Cowboy Bebop, and then it became a manga. So it was like the anime came first. So that's like it was very almost like controlled. And I think with Cowboy Bebop, he does something similar, but he does it with the music. So like every episode is like themed around like so there's like a jazz episode where you have the kid with the harmonica. You have like
Hmm.
a rock episode where you've got like truckers in space. So they do like that. I think there's like even like a Western cowboy style episode where it's all like picky guitars and banjos and things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he was really playing around with like cinematic music tropes. And then I feel like by the time we get to Space Dandy, he's kind of like asking the question of like how far can we push like an episode that has zero rules where we're just going to say like it's going to be very cartoony in terms of its consequences for the world,
Yeah.
where we're just going to like really kind of lean into like all of those classic tropes but then just like really push it into like this really weird surreal place. And while we do that, why the medium by which we're going to do that, we should do the same thing. So it's like if we're pushing all this storytelling in lots of different directions, then the animation should fit that story as well. So
Mm.
there's like, although it feels it like I think it for some people it might feel a bit like chaotic in terms of it's so changeable. I actually think that choice to have all of those different animation styles and to really give the animators freedom to like change the style and change the way the characters are drawn, within like as long as they're still recognizable as those characters, the style of them can change quite often. What you're doing is you're kind of leaning into that idea of like multiverse and um like freedom of storytelling, and like taking, instead of taking a whole series as like a send up, you do individual episodes. And I also think one of the other things that kind of reinforces is that, so like the Lonely Dog Planet one,
Yeah.
heartbreaking episode. Like genuinely, when I watched that one, it caught me by emotion and I had to go hug my dog because I was like, oh, that's actually quite sad.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
it comes off the back of, I forget what episode's just before it. But it comes off the back of like, oh, the intergalactic race episode where he just wants to impress a woman. So it's like
Yeah, yeah.
it couldn't be a more frivolous episode before it. And
The
then the
red light
one after,
episode.
yeah, the red line episode. And then the one after it is where he discovers that he's searching for a rare alien and accidentally discovers a planet like inhabited by giant intelligent talking plants. Um which is
Yeah.
that like, which is all about like, it like, are all intelligent life forms, do they have to be humanoid?
Yeah,
So
but then
it's so
in in
weird.
in one of them, he encounters a planet where there's been a civil war for years and years, like centuries,
Yeah,
and it's against people who wear vests
undies and
and wear
vests.
undies. Yeah, so and then there's the final two people fighting, and it's just like, oh, why are you fighting? Ah, I can't even remember anymore. But
Mm.
he doesn't wear underpants, and he's shown his bare chest, so he needs to die, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
there is a lot of like I don't know, it feels like someone's went into a storyboard meeting and just went, guys, what if or like if they just said, do you know when you get in an office or workplace and you're like, would you rather only wear pants for the rest of your life or only wear their tops? Would you rather Winnie the Pooh it or like go topless?
Yeah,
And
and I think it's exactly that. I can imagine the pitch meeting being like, what if everyone here just gets to do whatever they want for one episode?
yeah, yeah,
Like, I feel like that's the writer's room, and it's like everyone gets one random sci-fi theme, make an episode. Like, so
yeah,
everyone's gonna have an unending civil war. Everyone's gonna have a dangerous, mysterious alien episode. Everyone's gonna have a like
zombies,
a zombie episode.
yeah, yeah,
We'll get a Triffid episode in there as well. Why not? It's really
yeah.
fun.
I am getting to the point because I watched up to episode 10, which I've just finished like 10 minutes before we started recording this. And I was just like, it just went to Meow's home planet and kind of give him a little bit of story. I mean, the story was a bit weird. Like, they get caught in a time
Yeah.
loop and then it goes through why he left because it was a planet with nothing to do and no prospects and he wanted more in his life and his dad was a metal worker and the whole crux of the story is he posted online saying stuck in time loop what to do, and obviously their space dandy's version of Reddit, someone said, why do you not just rip the day off the calendar, you idiot? So they try it and then they realize that's the cause of the problem. So this metalworking dad is just like, oh yes, I'll try it because metalworking and cutting is in my veins, and that's how they get over it. And then at the end, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, do you know that this business that you run that you've done all your life and you want me to take over? What are the parts making?" And he's like, "I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Did that
just a
speak
bot,
to you at all, Chris?
little bit." He's like, "It's
Yeah.
probably for some sort of appliance." I don't
Yeah.
know.
Me in detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
it
I love.
is like
But it
Oh,
is.
sorry.
I can imagine you get like the odd episodes where it gives a bit of backstory because you can't have random episodes of stuff like even what's it called on Netflix, the is it Robots versus Aliens or something? Do you know the episodic one where it's just like a different one every
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's
So so
yeah, I think
I watched that and I was like with them all being different every episode,
Robot
it's
Love?
quite yes, Love and Robots, yeah, Love and
Love and
something
Robots, that's it. That's
something like that.
so good.
It
I
is.
love that series.
But with it being episodic and they're all different, you can drop out and put in. There's nothing pulling you to watch the rest of the series in a
And
one.
that's why I think this is a good brain break one. So if you're in the
Yeah,
middle of like a really heavy arc and like so say you're watching Berserk and you just like are like, I just need a minute to just breathe and not have to like worry too much about logic.
coward.
Um then this is like a great episode. This is a great series to recommend. There's an episode that you haven't got to yet, which is one of my favorite episodes because I also think because of that, it's very easy to have like some episodes you're just like, that's all right, I guess, and then other episodes are like favorite episodes. And for me, there's like
Hmm.
episode 13, which is called "Even Vacuum Cleaners Fall in Love,"
Right.
which you find out about QT and um yeah, and it's really fun.
Oh,
Yeah, I
little
think you'll
love
like that episode. It's
interest.
a robot episode. He has a little love interest. There's like there's some robot politics. It's really fun.
Oh, is it like oh, what's it called? What's it with the clicking with the greasers and the West Side Story? They're like, oh, we can't marry each other, or we can't be seeing each other.
It's not quite that, but the fact that he's a bit outdated, and there's also like some stuff in there about like artificial intelligence and emotion, but it's actually also quite positive, like a more positive take on that sort of stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's that's a favorite episode for me, and I don't want, in case you do go and watch it at some point, I don't want to like give all the spoilers away, but like that's
Oh,
one to look forward to. And
but
also, to be honest, like there's like the episode 24 and then the final episode 26 are also very like it does build
mm,
and there's never anything as concrete as an arc, but there is a kind of like there is some explanation in the very ending episodes where you're like, oh, that's what's been going on this whole time,
mm,
in a kind
right.
of like slightly drug induced trip kind of way.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I get that. Because you're like,
Yeah.
thinking back, I don't know what, 10 episodes in, I don't really know anything about Space Dandy's background, true motives besides money.
No.
Um, I kind of get Meows now, but I don't know why he doesn't upgrade his robot or is he attached to it because he just bots it around.
Yeah.
Why is he so attached to his ship that's constantly breaking? Like, I mean, when they first try to go warp drive and they're just like, oh yeah, it's broken, it doesn't work properly, and then they get shifted to a different multiverse, and then some weird trippy stuff happens where it's like, oh, what's that? Let's grab it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's a ramen seller in the weird in between universes, and yeah, it gets. I, it's weird because like all of this stuff happens, yet none of it really means anything in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's and I kind of love it for that though.
Oh
I
no,
do, and that's
I'm not saying it's bad.
no, it's but that is like a hallmark is that, and it's not like it's not monster of the week where everything has to like, so the thing about a monster of the week episode is everything kind of has to return to baseline.
Hmm.
Um in this there's just no baseline, so it kind of doesn't matter how you leave or how you start, it'll be completely different.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like the baseline is like just a squiggly dot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't mind it.
It's fun. Yeah, I thought it was fun. It's the and so there is some crossover. So you've got like the like some shared alien characters in Space Dandy and Cowboy Bebop. You also have like the Wulong, so the currency, because that was the first thing I
Yeah.
think you noticed as being a crossover. And I think so. Watanabe has like famously said that he views all of his anime as like part of a shared universe. But
Hmm.
this, I think, this and Cowboy Bebop are the only ones that are like explicitly like definitely part of the same universe and same existence, which I kind of love, and I do also feel like goes with like those common themes of like infinite universes and alternate realities and kind of the start and end of existence. That is kind of like
Hmm.
almost like a kind of playful version of like Cowboy Bebop's very existential crisis.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
things can share the same universe and still be at different times. Because like the Samurai Champloo,
Yeah.
that could be in the far distant past. Because that does the flip flop to where it's just like I'm sure the first scene of that is where it's like modern day Japan, and there's people and there's like hip hop or something music playing, and then it does like
Yeah.
a rewind, and then it goes back to Edo Japan. That could still
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
in the Space Dandy Cowboy Bebop universe,
Universe.
just in the
Yeah.
past.
And I Samurai Champloo's a great example of that kind of like where he uses contrast because it's like the whole way through they have this like very hip hop soundtrack. One of the best soundtracks I think of like any anime. I would say
Mm,
the anime quality of Space Dandy is like way better than Samurai Champloo. Um, because Samurai Champloo does have some of those like very like budget saving style combat scenes, like where like suddenly the figures get very simple as they're like kind of going into
mm.
like the more dynamic, fast paced combat. Um,
But there
whereas
isn't.
Space Dandy, I think, doesn't do that so much.
I don't think there is as much dynamic, fast paced movement in this.
That's true.
So
There is a lot of like very detailed, like cinematic framing, but like there isn't like you never see people like really fight with swords or anything for extended periods of time in the way you do with Samurai Champloo.
yeah, because
Um,
Space Dandy is literally. I mean, he's kind of a bounty hunter where he's finding these rare and uncharted alien species, but he's not particularly impressive as a fighter or anything. He doesn't.
yeah,
He's got a gun and like dumb luck. Same with Meow, and QT's the most competent one, but that's probably
yeah,
because they are a robot and they know things. Um, so
yeah.
yeah, it's not like yeah,
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really like, and I think it doesn't linger in like violence or somberness at all.
mm,
I because I think it's also one of the other things it does really well. It asks a lot of very philosophical questions about like what's the meaning of existence, what is sentient life, like what do you think intelligence and is, and what do you think a soul is, but then it immediately puts that to a backdrop of what's the meaning of life, where are the boobs. So
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
like it kind of like underscores it and does it in a really fun playful way. It's like philosophical without being wanky.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's like, what's the meaning of life? To find your happy place. And if happy place means boobs, let's all go to boobies.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I love it. I love it for that. But it does have a kind of like with Cowboy Bebop, some of the music style I think is also quite similar. So Cowboy Bebop was like very heavily like jazz, like blues swinging, whereas this is like it's kind of eclectic-y, funky pop, but it still has those like little jazz moments in it, which I also kind of love. It almost is like a little hallmark signature.
Yeah. I mean, I,
Yeah.
what did you think of the opening? Because I thought it was very what 70s or 60s sci-fi.
Yeah. I
I,
thought it was very pulp sci-fi. It
yeah,
reminded me of like you know like where you hear old like sci-fi being read on the radio, like you have
yeah,
like radio plays and you have like the wee
Yeah,
Welcome
yeah,
to the Sci-Fi Hour. It's that kind of energy.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I loved it. Yeah, yeah, and all the costumes are, like, also very, like, 50s in terms of because it's all, like, pompadours and, like, rockabilly and, like, old like, even, like, the kind of, like, space bars and things are, like, old diners, but in space, in that
yeah.
kind of very, like that very sort of 50s, 60s version of sci-fi.
Romanticized 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's good. And I kind of like, yeah, live your ridiculous life, enjoy Space Dandy. It's so much fun.
yeah. I think I'm
Um,
gonna recommend this to Lead. To be fair, I think he would like this.
yeah, I think that's fair. I think are there enough explosions for I think there might be enough explosions for Lee.
Uh, there's it needs explosions or boob jokes or bad
It's
jokes.
definitely got the boob jokes. To
Yeah,
the point where the first time I watched it, I was like, is this sexist or is this just radically funny?
it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, and I think it is funny. I don't think it is sexist, but I do think there is that thing of like when you go into anime, I'm so used to that kind of like sometimes it being slightly problematic that you like I'm a bit wary. So I was like, I
Yeah, yeah,
remember the
yeah.
first time watching it, I was like, oh, is that have I accidentally stumbled on a weird one? And then after the end of the first episode, I was like, oh no, I think this anime knows what
It's
it's doing.
it's fine. It's all good. Also,
Yeah.
I've noticed we haven't actually mentioned Doctor Gel.
Oh yeah, the series villain.
Yeah, who is a gorilla humanoid
Yeah.
evil guy who never reveals why he's after Space Dandy. He's got a big boss who's like a skeleton guy, and he's just like, we need to get him because you know why. And it's like, yes, we do. Let's get him.
Yeah.
But he always
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
accidentally escapes or accidentally kills a whole team of people, or
Yeah.
and then so they think that he's better than he is, whereas he has no knowledge whatsoever what's happening.
Yeah,
Just
and he's constantly trying to capture Dandy for like the Gogol Empire, which is a like, but no one really talks about what that is or why they want Space Dandy, like you say. And
yeah,
it's kind of like it's like a little bit Darth Vader-y, but if or a little bit Skeletor, but if neither of them had any gravitas.
yeah, yeah. Because like when you first see him, it's kind of like, oh, is he like a proper evil villain? And then you get later on,
No.
and it's like, no, he's kind of just like a comic relief villain.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I don't think he's supposed to be the like I don't think like some villains are like the embodiment of evil, and I don't think Dr. Gel is about being the embodiment of evil. He's just a source of ridiculous conflict.
yeah. Also, did you
Yeah.
get the Planet of the Apes reference?
Yeah.
His ship is just the Statue of Liberty with a big ball gag in its mouth. Always fun.
It is funny. It is funny. Um, yeah, and I think like is it the skeleton who's called like B?
I couldn't tell you.
Um,
I know there's
yeah.
Doctor Gel, and he's got a weird tiny little henchman. Because in one of the episodes, he upgrades their ship, and he's demonstrating it, and you realize he's just upgraded it by putting decks on the control panel, and he's like, oh well. I need to fix it more because every time I do this, all of the rockets in the ship just fire.
Yeah.
So he does it and then gets in trouble with his boss, and it's like, oh, is this serious? No.
Yeah, yeah. No. He's just a
No.
bit incompetent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I also kind of love so like some of the other recurring characters that you have are Honey, who works at Boobies, who is
Oh yeah.
just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
bright, cheerful, a bit ditzy, but like also kind of is aware of what her role in this is, and is just kind of like a bit of like Dandy's like obsession with attractive women, kind of
Yeah.
like manifested. But then there's also the character of Scarlet, who is the woman
Oh
at the who works at the alien registration center, who's just
yeah.
always very unimpressed with Dandy.
Yeah.
And he's just like constantly trying to like just like, get something from her other than just, like, kind of bland apathy.
Yeah, yeah. I, I,
And I
I
oh,
don't know
sorry.
if he's trying to like get into her as in like a romantic way, or he literally just wants her to not be as hard on him because she instantly
Yeah.
says no to everything because she's the one where he brings all of these weird and wonderful alien races to, and you see like montages of him going and be like, yeah, that's a cat with a box on its head or something like that, or that's this,
And
and I
she's
don't
like,
know.
"That's not a species."
Yeah, yeah. I think they dress up
Yeah.
Meow at one point,
Yeah.
and she's just
Yeah,
like, no.
I don't think it is a necessary it's not about him trying to get her to be in love with him. I think he just
Yeah,
doesn't want her to be as unimpressed as she is
yeah, yeah.
by him. Um, there's also, like I also thought it is interesting because for a series that has very little consistency, I think the way that they make the world feel full and consistent and real, like the way that they give it stakes, is to have those characters recurring. So it's
Hmm.
like even if like everything blows up and we're having to reset the universe and it's now we're doing a different animation style this week, like those characters like he'll Dandy still circles back to the same characters, he's still got the same crew, and that's the kind of like, so instead of it being like a plot consistency, it's like a like character consistency, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I actually think although all the characters are quite silly, the fact that they're repeating if is actually something that makes the chaos like a bit, it's not about it being tolerable, but it just, like, gives, like, a kind of, like, anchor point in, like, all of the chaos.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which it needs, I
it's
think.
really
So
fun. Yeah,
for me,
because in all other respects, nothing matters. Like, even death is kind of, like, just a punchline.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying before about the you kind of need that anchor, or else I kind of get sick if it's just random stories, even if they're good. I'm like, none of this
yeah,
relates. So if I'm 5 minutes into one and I'm like, right, they're on a junk planet, nah, I'll skip that one. But stuff like that kind of keeps us wanting to watch it.
yeah. Because it's like, because it kinda gives it stakes in a world where like, everything else kind of is a bit meaningless and anarchic. Like, it's like, will he ever be able to impress Scarlett? Probably not. Will Honey be anything other than, like, a waitress to him who's just looking for a good tip? Probably not.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I love it for that. Yeah. It is a really good series. I'm glad that we, um, did it because it's, like, coming back to it, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I probably will watch all of this again."
Yeah.
Every couple of years, I'll probably have, like, a little Space Dandy moment.
Oh, I remember boobies. Okay, I'll watch them.
Yeah. Um, Also, like, so I just had a quick look up of the like the different animating contributors. So it does
Right.
have like, so you are right. There are like different animators working on like, and different artists working on different episodes. So
Hmm.
including Masaki Yusa, Yoshiyuki Ito, Taiyo Matsumoto, Shingo Natsumi, Hiroyuki Imaishi, uh, Kiyotaka Oshiyama, among others. And I'm just having a look to see what did these guys do.
But you can definitely tell because even in the different areas of space that they're in, the different aliens that you come across, you do get like a completely different vibe from all of them. Even
Yeah,
Space Dandy, the main characters to a point, the way they move and the interact with them. I'm thinking of specifically the episode where they go to a planet of plants, where that's kind of like a trippy like use of
yeah,
empty space, very colorful thing, and it's just like that compared to the previous episode or the first one is night and day. And then you get
yeah,
ones where he's escorting that girl that turns him puts his consciousness in a teddy bear for 6 minutes. And even a
yeah,
completely different type of story to that one. That's not a
yeah,
that's like a character development story. That's not a um go to a planet and just find a new aliens.
Yeah, it feels more like an anthology series than it is like a
Yeah, yeah, like the
does that
Love
yeah,
and Robots thing.
yeah, yeah. So like Masaki Yuasa is
Hmm.
worked on Devilman Crybaby among others, as well as like Adventure Time. Do you remember the
Right,
food chain episode of Adventure Time? That was him.
right.
Yoshiyuki Ito, I knew I recognized his name, so he was the key animation for Cowboy Bebop, but he also worked as an animator on Ghost in the Shell, Visions of Escaflowne, and both Full Metal Alchemists.
Right.
Um, so I feel like they've been able to pick like some real cream of the crop. Tekonkincrete, Taya Matsumoto. Do you remember
Hmm.
watching Tekonkincrete, the really
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
weirdly animated one? Um, One Punch Man, Shingo Natsumi.
Right.
Um, Neon Genesis Evangelion is Hiroyuki Imeyashi. Killer Kill, he also did. And Cyberpunk Runners, he was the director for that great series. So I
Right.
feel like, and I do think like having that huge diversity of talent in your back room is also something that keeps the quality of this quite high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, kind of gorgeous. Love
It
it.
must be like freeing as well. So you could go in this and you know that there's not no. You have these characters, three core characters that you have to keep the same. You have to keep the ship
Yeah.
design the same. Besides that, go mad.
And I think it's cartoon rules. So if you're expecting lore and character motivation, go somewhere else. Go watch Ghost in the Shell. Like this is very much it's what's his face, Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. Like one of
Yeah,
them's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
fall off a cliff, but they're gonna like they'll still be back next week.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, beep beep. So highlights for you and any last thoughts?
I'm gonna say there was two. There was the kind of I do like the perceived cool guy has like a soft spot for a kid or something. Not in that way, but
Yeah,
do you know when he escorted the kid who did the that one? Then there was the
yeah,
zombie episode were the two highlights for me from what I've seen so far. And my thoughts are I really enjoyed it. It does feel like a in betweeny palate cleanser anime where you're like,
yeah,
I'll give that another watch because it's like it's a comfort anime.
yeah. It's a good oh, I'll just shove a couple of episodes of this on.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's literally what I've been doing as well.
yeah,
Um, uh, whether I've been like doing stuff on Photoshop and that, I'll just have that on, fanning
yeah.
about.
It's a good one. Nice. Um, Thanks for watching. I enjoyed that. What do you want to do next week?
Right, okay. So I've been thinking about this.
Birthday boy.
I've been wanting to watch this for a while, and I've been wanting an
Ooh.
excuse. Oh, not the mic there. I want to watch Golden Kamuy.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Do you want to know? I've got the plot synopsis up here if you wanted to read
Yeah,
it.
go on.
Just see if you like it. So, Saichi Immortal Sugimoto, a Russo Japanese war veteran, and Usurper, a young Ainu girl, they hunt for a massive hidden fortune of stolen Ainu gold, the map to which is tattooed in coded pieces across the bodies of escaped prison convicts.
Good. Let's go.
Yeah. So that is
So
literally
it's
all
like
I know about it.
it's National Treasure meets
Prison Break.
alt rock, alt rock aesthetic meets Prison Break.
The art it kind of reminds me the main character of someone from JoJo, and I don't know if that's his clothes or his build or
Yeah,
whatever.
okay.
But I'm hoping he doesn't hate his mum as much as JoJo. But we'll see because I've never seen a
Jojo,
single
what did
episode.
Jojo's mum ever do to him? Because as far as I can tell, she all she did was love him and break him out of jail without asking any questions. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, yeah, that sounds good. Um, I look forward to it. Thanks very much. We'll see you again next week. Also, keep an eye out. So, I'm not sure when we'll do it, but we're going to do some extra episodes. We've got some screeners. So, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the little bell to follow us. We're also gonna do a special series, which is mostly just because I've been playing with AI. Oh, dun dun dun, end of the world
Ugh.
stuff. And I wanted to see who was better at recommending anime for Chris, AI or his loved ones. So
I, I hope my friends
it's
win.
humans versus robots in a blind anime taste test.
Yeah, yeah. This week
So
I'm
yeah,
tasting Dragon Balls.
yeah. And
Oh.
on that note, thanks very much. See you later. Love you. Bye.
Bye.